Meeting 35, August 27. Es ist mit amol geworden still und man hat gehört das Krähen von Hennen. It suddenly became quiet and you could hear the crowing of the roosters. In jeder Stube haben sich herumgedreht Hänner, was die Mannsleid wollen mit sich schlagen geporis Erev Yom Kippur. Okay, in every house there were wandering around roosters, which the men would I don't know how to throw kapuris, twirl kapuris, Erev Yom Kippur. Ein Hon hat sich zerkräht und die andere haben ihm geantwortet. One hen would crow and another one would answer. This is gewesen etwas Fortix und Yemin Noradikis in dem Kukaruku a Stegel, wie die Offers wollten gewusst, was der Wort sei und geschmust darüber auf der Hennerscher Sprach. It was fearful. It was fearful in the cock-a-doodle-doo of the birds in the days of Tshuva, and as though the birds knew what waited them, and they were talking about it in their animal, in their Hennerish language, in their chicken rooster language. The hint was Leuren herum der Jagdke haben sich gebildet. The dog that wandered,
plural.
Oh, the dogs, yes, D, yeah. The dogs that wandered around the butchers were barking. Warme Heuchen seinen angelaufen von die Felder und gemäusert sehr, und es ist geworden heiß und stickig wie inmitten Sommer. Warm breaths of air came from the fields and from the marshes, and it became hot and humid, sticky, like in the middle of the summer. Yaakov hat verstellt das Ponem mit beider Hand. Yaakov put his head in his two hands. Vater in Himmel, rate für mich. Father in heaven, save me. Ich will gar nicht reden. I'm not, now he's talking. I'm not going to say anything, but Yaakov hat bei sich abgepasst. Now, that word I would think would be abgefasst.
No, it's abgepasst.
It is that, but is it decided for himself?
Yes.
Because there are two words. Well, just to translate it, I'm not going to say anything. Yaakov had decided for himself. He had resolved, and I thought the word would be abgefasst, not abgepasst. Not that I'm criticizing Vashevis, but
I agree with you, because I looked up the two words as well, and apparently that dot shouldn't, because
right, the dot doesn't seem right there. I think it should be abgefasst.
Because oppassen is to watch over something.
Yeah, right. So anyway, I would have thought it would be abgefasst, that he resolved.
No.
Jetzt, als sie hat angeheuben reden, muss ich bleiben stumm. Now that she has started to speak, spill the beans, now I have to remain silent. Ist gestanden mit zu neuf gedrückter Lippen. He he stood with like pushed together, grimaced lips, bereit euch zu halten, dem Nation bis zum Sof, ready to stand through this test until the bitter end. Hat Boyle Banumen, there it is, that's what I was looking for. Hat Boyle Banumen, as was soll nicht geschehen. It's not he was possessed. He had decided, he had, but name the meaning of the word again, Raphael was?
He grasped.
He grasped.
Comprehended.
Comprehended by Naaman. I must write that down. That whatever was going to happen, rein wird schon von dem allem nicht herauskommen. He's not going to come out of this clean. Sarah is mesuken schlaf, noite lomis. Sarah was dangerously ill, gravely ill.
Interesting. The word schlaf, by the way, in Central Yiddish and Southern Yiddish means ill, as it is here. In Northern Yiddish, schlaf means weak, but here he clearly means ill.
It could be because it could be that she was weak, but anyway.
Yeah, not in Bashevis's dialect.
Okay, yeah. Sie hat gehabt aufgedeckt, dem Sod, was beide haben gehitten in der ganze Zeit. She had revealed the secret that both of them had hidden in the whole time. Sie ist avade mehr nicht bei die reine Gedanken. She is certainly not by her complete senses. Hat gekonnt ton ein Sach, mispalel sein. He could do only one thing, to pray. Betten Gott auf eines, asking God for a miracle. Aber a vielen dazu haben sich nicht geneut seine Lippen. But even his lips were not inclined to do this, to ask God for a miracle. Es ist ihm geworden klar, als die Gesehre ist so gut wie, now I'm going to need help with how to pronounce that Yiddish-wise.
Gechasmet.
Gechasmet, yes, gechasmet. It was clear to him that the verdict was as good as stamped, completed, decided. Sealed, yes. Will in Himmel soll umkommen zusammen mit Sachen und Mustamme mit dem Kind euch. It was they wanted in heaven that he would die together with Sarah and also apparently with the child. Ich will besser sagen wie du, hat zu sich gerät. I should better say confession.
Yeah, in Yiddish it's usually pronounced just vida.
Oh, vida. Okay, good. Thanks. Hat in der Machshove, oder efshe euch mit der Lippen, he had in his mind, or perhaps also with his lips, genommen Shepzen, and he started to whisper, Shamnu, Bagadnu, Bazalnu, we have sinned, and we have sinned. We are guilty. Menschen haben gerät zu ihm, nur wie wohl hat gehört de Wörter, hat nicht gehabt sehr mein. People were talking to him, and although he heard the words, he didn't get the meaning. Vor die Augen ist ihm gestanden a Knäuel Finsternis. In front of his eyes, there was a coil or of darkness.
A lump.
The a lump. Oh, I like that better. A knoil. A lump of darkness. Die Eulen seinen im Gewein wie ungefüllt mit Wasser. It was as though his ears were filled with water. Sarah hat noch geschwiegen a Zeit und danach hat sie aufgehört. Sarah screamed for a while, and then after that she stopped. Sie hat noch Mistama gelebt. She was apparently still living, weil es ist wieder geworden Red wegen Aroischreiben dem Dibik. Apparently she was alive because there was again talk about stamping out,
driving out,
Aroischreiben, the Dibik in her. The Mannsleid und die Weiber haben sich etwas wie gedungen. The men and the menfolk and the women were arguing. The Mannsleid haben gewollt reingehen in Stuhl. The men wanted to go into the house. Aber die Weiber haben nicht gelassen, but the women wouldn't allow them. It is their Herrschaft. Now, it's their time of control. After all, it's the time of childbirth. Es ist geblieben, the Mannsleid sollen bleiben stehen bei der Tür. It was decided, it remained, that the men would stand by the door. Der Rav hat genommen Wohnen dem Dibik und ihm gebeten, soll heraus. Aber von Sarin ist nicht gekommen, schon Hold. The rabbi, was warning the Dibik that and ordered him to get out. But from Sarah, no voice was emerging from Sarah. Der Rav hat geheißen bloßen Schäufer und Yankov hat geheilt in der Nacht at Kia, Shvorim, Trua. The rabbi ordered the blowing of the shofar, and Yaakov heard in the night the Kia, Shvorim, Trua, the shofar directions.
The blasts, not the directions, but the shofar itself.
The nacht. Yes, that's right. This the blast. Emes is upon him, gelaufen, anzogen dem Poris, was dort tut sich ab, Oder Gershon hat geschickt zum Poritz a Shaliach. Apparently, somebody had run to tell the Poritz, Adam, what's going on here? Or perhaps Gershom had sent a messenger. Weil Mittemol is angefahren dem Poritz's coach. Because suddenly there arrived the Poritz's coach. Zwei Pacholkes, we talked about that word, haben getragen Sturkatzen. Two lads, two serving lads, working lads, were carrying torches. Is hat der Mond on Milchama, a Shrita, oder go on die Malachei Chabole von Gehenna. It reminded us of a war or a slaughter, or the angels or the demons from Gehenna, from hell. They were coming with that. Der Poritz is ausgestiegen und Frage tun. The Poritz got out and asked, Was tut sich du, Jiderlech? What's going on here, Jews? Der Teufel hat sich genommen zu euch. The devil is in you. Wohlgeborener, a Dibuk is a rein in Jakobs Weib, hat Emetz gesagt. Schreit von ihrer Haus. A well-born one, a Dibuk, it has entered into Yaakov's wife, somebody said, and he's screaming from inside her. Who is he? Where is she? I don't hear anything. Sie liegt in Kindbett. She's lying in childbirth. Hat früher geschrien. He screamed before. Ot, da ist Jakob. Oh, here's Jakob. Der Poritz hat geworfen a Blick auf Jakobin. The Poritz threw a glance onto Jakob. Was ist das mit deinem Weib? What's going on with your wife? Sie redt schon wieder. She's speaking again, referring to how she had spoken when she was trying to save him. Ich weiß gar nicht, Wohlgeborener. I don't know anything, well-born one. Ich weiß schon gar nicht. I already know nothing. Ich sehe schon alles. I see everything. Sie ist so stumm, wie ich bin blind. She's as mute as I am blind. Ich will reden mit ihr. I'm going to talk to her. Hohes Leben. Wir können nicht reingehen. Poritz, dear wife, dear Poritz, we're not permitted to go inside. Kein schon Mansville kann nicht reingehen. Haben die Weiber gerufen von in wenig. No man is permitted inside, had the women called from inside. Ich will rein, sei wie sei. In any case, I'm going in. Deckt sie zu, cover her up. I could go on here. Let's see. I'll read a little bit more and then. A lange Weile hat Jakob gar nicht gehört. A long time, Jakob heard nothing. Der Poritz hat gerät zu der Kimpeterin, the Kimpeterin. The Poritz spoke to the woman in childbirth, nor sie hat nicht geantwortet in ihr Verschmachkeit. She didn't answer in her weakness, Schmachtkeit. Die Weiber seien alle geworden still. All her women became silent. Die junge Weiblich seien schon weg in de Heimen, schlafen oder unsäugen Kinder. The young women had already gone home to sleep or to nurse children. Von die Alte seien a Teil weg in Schul, sorgen Sliches. From the old people, a group had already gone to Shul to say penitential prayers, Sliches. Der Rav is schon euch gehat weg. The Rav also went away. Gershon is gestanden in Dreußen, ungespart on a Bäum, und es hat ausgesehen, wie wollt geschliffen, Stehendickerheit. Gershon was standing outside, leaning on a tree, and he looked like he would sleep standing up. Stehendickerheit. Wenn der Poritz ist angefallen, hat Gershon herabgenommen das Kittel und gemacht eine Miene, wie zuläufen zum Poritz und ihm kuschen die Hand. Aber der Poritz hat sich von ihm abgekehrt und es ist gar weg a Sofek. Sie hat ihm bemerkt bei der Schein von der Stuhlkatzen. A long sentence, but when the Poritz rode in, Gershom had taken off his hat and made a sign that he wanted, that he was running to the Poritz and wanted to kiss his hand. But the Poritz had turned from him. And there was a question whether the Poritz had seen him by the light of the torches. Ist schon gewähnt, die zweite Nacht, die Jakob hat nicht gehabt, zugetun kein Oid. It was the second night already that Jacob had not closed an eye. Next reader, please.
All right, I'll read a bit then. Sitzt gestanden mit offenen Augen. He was now standing with his eyes open. Aber etwas in ihm hat gedremmelt von Müdigkeit und Jähisch. But something in him was slumbering out of exhaustion and having given up. Jähisch is the feeling of despair. Hat sich gerangelt mit Gott, wie der erste Yaakov. He had struggled with God, just like that first Jacob. Nur jener is abgekommen mit an ausgelenkten Dich. Now that other one, our ancestor Jacob, had got out of it with a thigh out of joint. Aber ihm, Jakob ben Eliezer, haben die himmlische Keuches ausgerissen mit den Wurzel. But for him, Yaakov ben Eliezer, the heavenly might had ripped him out along with his roots. Jeder Pachad is gehat von ihm abgetreten. Every fear had been pulled out of him. Afile die Moire vergenem, even his fear of hell. Nu, soll geschehen Gottes Willen. Well, whatever God wants should happen. Mistama hab ich Bessers nicht verdient. Most likely I have not been worthy of, or have not earned anything better. Hat gelebt mit Yampshik's Tochter. He had lived with the daughter of Yampshik. Hat sie Megayer gewen. He had converted her. Nicht like dem Dien, not according to Jewish law. Was hat sich gekonnt richten? So what then could he expect? As me wird ihm schenken in Himmel? That they'll give him some sort of a prize in heaven? Next page. It's in a Zeit, wenn Tzadikim und Tamimim seinen geworden vertilgt. Now, at a time when the righteous and the pure are being destroyed, wenn so Kinder, was haben nicht versucht, dem Tam von sind, seien geworden verlernt, when children at the breast who have never tasted have never had any taste of sin are being verlernt. Good translation of that? Destroyed, annihilated. Nein, die Zeit von Chesed is gehat riber. No, the age of loving kindness has passed. Es hat geherrscht die Midas Hadin. And now the attribute of strict justice has started, is in force. These are two different sides of God's presence, Chesed and Din. Yaakov hat mit amol gehört, wie Sarah krächzt. Suddenly, Yaakov heard how Sarah was groaning. Lass mich zur Ruhe, Wohlgeborener. Lass mich sterben in Ruhe. Let me alone, noble sir. Let me die in peace. Heißt es, du bist nicht stumm? That implies that you're not mute. Du bist keinmal nicht gewesen stumm, and you have never been mute. Du und dein Mann haben gespielt a Komödie. You and your husband were just playing some sort of comedy. Says a dibuk, Poritz. A dibuk. But it's just a dibuk, noble sir, just a dibuk. Hat eine von die Weiber sich hereingemischt. One of the women mixed in or interrupted. Schweig. Silence. Ich weiß euch, was a dibuk is. I also know what a dibuk might be. Hat der Poritz aufgehoben das Call. The nobleman lifted up his voice. Wenn der Teufel geht rein in a Frau, if the devil enters into a woman, redt mit sein Call. He speaks with his own voice. Aber sie redt mit ihrer Stimme, but she is speaking with her voice. Sie hat genau so geschrien jenem Tag, wenn sie hat gemeint, als ich will schlechts tun ihrem Mann. And it's the same voice with which she was screaming on that day when she thought that I was going to hurt her husband. Okay. Is das emes? Is that true? Gehst du, Sora? What do you call that? Sarah? Lass mich sterben, Poritz. Lass mich sterben. Just let me die, noble sir. Let me die. Wes sterben. Yep, you'll die. Wes sterben. You'll die. Wenn die Neshama wird heraus von dir, weil ich sie nicht verhalten. When your soul departs from you, I will not hold it back. Aber wie lang du lebst, but so long as you are alive, sag mir, tell me, für was du hast gemacht dem Unstell von der Stimme? Why was it that you put up this appearance of being mute? Ich kann schon gar nicht sagen. I can no longer tell you. I can tell you nothing. I du wirst nicht sagen, wird dein Mann sagen. Nur if you can't say, your husband will tell. Mir nem gissen heißen ale auf den Kopf. We'll pour hot oil on his head. Und davon wird man beredevdik. And that will make him talkative. Poritz, was willst du von mir? Noble sir, what do you want of me? Hast du a vielen nicht kein Mitleid mit demjenigen, was starbt? Have you no sympathy for someone who is dying? Sag dem emes, ehe du stirbst. So tell the truth before you die. Geh nicht in Kever rein mit kein Liegens. Don't go to your grave with a lie, with lies. Der emes is, as ich hab im lieb gehat, und hab im lieb. The truth is that I was in love with him, and I love him. Es tut mir gar nicht bang, Poritz, and that doesn't hurt me, noble sir. Es tut mir gar nicht bang. I don't regret it. It doesn't bother me. Wer bist du, Verena? So what sort of a person are you? Dein Polish is nicht von kein jüdischer Tochter. Your Polish is not the Polish of a Jewish woman, nor wie von a Poirte, ergens in die Berg. Rather, you sound like a Polish, like a peasant woman from somewhere in the mountains. Ich bin a jüdische Tochter, Poritz. No, I'm Jewish, sir. Yankov's Gott is mein Gott. Jacob's God is my God. Wo ist der Rav? Where is the rabbi? Ich will sagen wieder. I want to say my confession. Wo ist Yankov? And where is Jacob? Yankov, wo bist du? Yankov, where are you? Yankov is hereingekommen. So Yankov came in. Das ist Yankov, mein Mann. This one. This is Yankov, my husband. Für was esst du gar nicht? Für was geht ihr ihm nicht kein Essen? Why are you eating nothing? Why are you all not giving him anything to eat? Wie lang man lebt, muss man essen. So long as one is alive, one has to eat. Sei nicht so blass, Yankov. Don't be so pale, Jacob. Und so erschrocken and so afraid. Ich will sitzen in Himmel mit die Malachim. Next page. I will be sitting in heaven with the angels. Und zu dir herabgucken. And I'll look down, I'll gaze down upon you. Ich will auf dir Achtung tun. I'll be watchful over you. Ich will nicht losen, sie sollen dir tun Beis. I won't let them do you any harm. Ich will zusammen mit den Malachim singen und Gott vor dir beten. I'll be singing along with the angels, and I will be begging God on your behalf. Good. Moshe, would you like to read?
Thanks. Die Kinpetoren hat das als geredet in Polish. The woman in labor said this all in Polish. Sie hat die Wörter halb ausgekrächzt, halb ausgesungen. And she said all this half in groaning and half singing. Die Weiber haben gegabt. The women around were just gaping. They were surprised. Nicht das Loschen und nicht die Rede seien von einer jüdischer Tochter. Neither the language nor the talk was from a Jewish woman. Sie ist mit einmal allem aufgefallen, das eigene. The same thing was realized by everyone. Sie hat nicht kein jüdischen Äußern, that she doesn't look Jewish. Sie hat gehabt a verrissene nose. She had a snub nose, hohe Kinnbacken, high cheeks, von die geschwollene Lippen haben herausgeguckt weiße Zähne, and from her swollen lips there appeared white teeth, starke, strong und scharfe and sharp, was man sehr selten bei Yiddish Bible, that you very rarely see in a Jewish woman. Der Poritz hat auf Frage getan, die Poritz asked, von wann stammst du? Von die Berge? Where are you from? From the hills, eh? Hab nicht keinen Poritz. I don't have anyone Poritz. Nicht kein Tater, no Daddy. Nicht kein Mamala, no Mommy. Nicht kein Schwester und Brüder. No sisters or brothers. Ich hab sie von Gedächtnis ausgemerkt. I have erased them from my memory. Mein Tater ist gewesen a guter. My dad was a good man. Und wird sein in Himmel. And if he will be in heaven, will ich ihm dort begegnen. I will meet him there. Gedenkt ihr alle, remember everyone, tut nicht mein Jakoben kein Schlechts. Don't harm Jacob, my Jacob. Ihr könnt ihm ein Weib geben, wenn ich bin, mehr nicht tot. You can marry him off when I'm no longer here, aber peinigt him nicht mit eurer Rede, but don't torture him with your talk. Ich will ihn beschützen, I will guard him. Ich will vor Gott an der Knien, ich will vor Gott an der Knien und vor sein gesund beten. I will bow down or be on my knees, I assume, before God, and I will ask for his health and well-being. Du bist geworden a Christen, huh? You were born a Christian, eh? Ich bin geboren geworden demalt, wenn Jakob hat mich genommen unter seinen Schutz. I was born at the time when Jacob took me under his care, his guardianship. Nu alles is klar. Now everything is clear. Was is klar, Boris? What is clear now, Boris? Es ist klar, als ich starb und nahm mein Kind mit mir in Käfer rein. It is obvious, it's clear that I am dying and take my child with me into the grave. Und ich habe gehofft, als Gott wird mir als Sohn bescheren, and I hope that God would allow me a son, und ich will noch hoffen, ein paar gute Jahre mit meinem Mann, and I hope that I would still have a few good years with my husband. Trotzdem hat die Kompositoren genommen, singen ein Lied. Suddenly, the pregnant lady started to sing a song. Sie ist gewesen halb geplagt. It was half a lament, halb a jodelnish, and half yodeling. Jacob had gekonnt das Lied. Jacob knew the song. Had es oft gehört auf dem Berg. He had often heard it on the mountain. Sie ist gewesen eine Geschichte von einer Josäumele, was ist reingefallen in die Hände von einem Waldgeist. It was the story of an orphan girl who had fallen into the hands of a field spirit, a forest spirit, und wie hat sie weggeführt in der Hell, and how he took her away into the cave for a smoke of, I take it that's another kind of devil. I couldn't find this in the dictionary, but I assume that it goes with Voltgeist. Und sie ihm gegeben for a vibe, and she gave the this young girl to the smoke for a wife. Der Smoke hat sie gepeinigt mit seiner Liebe. The smoke tortured her with his love. Sie hat gebenkt noch die Berg. She yearned for the mountains. Die Gazdas, I couldn't find this in the dictionary either. I assume it's some kind of landscape thing. Ihr Liebhaber, and she yearned for her lover. Die Kimpatoren is upon him, nicht gewesen beim Sinnen. The pregnant lady was apparently not thinking clearly. Sie ist gelegen mit einer geschwollen Ponym. She was lying with a swollen face, mit halb vermachte Augen, half-closed eyes, a Kopf, ohne Kopfke und mit a häseri Kohl gejodelt das goyische Lied.
I looked up, by the way, smok is Polish for dragon.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't find Gazda yet.
Well, anyway, it's good to know what smok is, a dragon. Without headgear and with hoarse voice.
Well, if you're going to read more of Bashevis, you always have to know about goblins, dragons, all monsters, those people, those critters, those creatures.
Okay, without a headgear and with a hoarse voice, she yodeled a Gentile song. Der Poet hat sich genommen Saltman. I know what it means, but I'm not sure how you pronounce it. The poet crossed himself, started to cross himself. Is Salman the correct?
Salaman.
Die Weiber haben gebrochen die Hand. The women were wringing their hands. Sarah hat aufgehört, when is gelegen a while verbliebert. Sarah stopped for a while and lay there frozen, reingetorn. In Rayonis nicht fundanet, completely absorbed in ideas not of this world, not of here. Bald hat sie von Snai angeheben. Soon she started again. Jacob's Augen seien geworden verdunkelt. Jacob's eyes became darkened. Hat geguckt wie durch Wasser. He was looking not clearly, but as if through water. Hat gedenkt der Mama in Perek, in Pirkei Avos, in Perek Avos. He remembered the saying from the Pirkei Avos.
And usually it's pronounced mimer in Yiddish.
Sorry?
Wait.
It's mimer.
Mimer. Jene was versprechen, Gottes Namen in Verborgnis, those who dishonor God's voice, God's name in a hidden way, werden gezahlt in der Open. They get repaid in public, so they shamed in public. Hat gewollt Nenteren sich zu sagen, he wanted to near himself to Sarah, opwischen dem Schweiß von ihr Stirn, wipe off the sweat from her brow. Sie traced and comfort her, nor die Füßleinen im Gewand wie Hilzerne, but his legs were wooden, und so hat auf ihm gehangen an Unmächtigkeit, was hat keinmal früher nicht gekonnt, and on him there was a weakness that he had never known before. Der Porz wird angenommen, Jakoben beim Orem und ihm herausgeführt in Dreußen. The Porz took Jacob by the arm and took him outside. Besser antläuft, you better run away, what zu ihm als so getan, vertreulich, he confidentially said to him, while the Galochim wollen dich verbrennen, because the priests will burn you. They wollen sein gerecht euch, and they'll also be correct. Wie kann ich laufen, wenn sie ist in einem Matzav? How can I run away when she's in this situation? Sieht bald sein Tod, she'll soon die. Hope auf dir Mitleid. I have pity for you, Jew. Darüber warne ich dich. Therefore I warn you. I'll do the last sentence and then someone else take over. Der Poritz is eingesessen in der Karette. The Poritz went back into his carriage, weggefahren and drove away. So hat sich gestellt, die Finsternis, was ist an Ansag auf Sonnensplatz, and there set in the darkness that is a portent, a notice of sundown, of daybreak, Spratz.
Daybreak, yeah.
Yeah.
Das Kind ist auf der Welt gekommen zu morgens. Es ist gewinner Ben Secher. What is Ben Secher?
Ben Zocher.
Ben Zocher.
Yeah, can you translate that and go back?
Yeah, okay. The child came into the world in the morning, and it was a
male child.
A male child, thank you. Ist geboren geworden mit der Gewein, was ist zu hoch für ein Kind für Kind. It was born with a cry that was very high for a child being born. Der Schaben ist gewinn bedeckt mit Haar.
Mhm.
His head was covered in hair. Machmes, die Kindpetterin, ist geblieben liegen in Hinterplätt. Haben die Weiber auf ihm Achtung getan. The woman who had given birth remained lying down in
a lethargy. Lethargy, yeah.
Thank you. So the women took care of the child. A Weibel, was hat zu viel Milch in der Brust, hat ihm gegeben zu säugen. A woman who had too much milk in her breast gave him to suck. Es gewinn a Tag for Erb Yom Kippur, Erev Yom Kippur, wenn Jeden seinen vernommen mit Kapoire schlagen und zu Rettungen zum Yom Tov. This was the eve of Yom Kippur, when the Jews begin to Kapoire schlagen.
They are busy. They are busy with Kapoor Schlagen.
They're busy with getting ready for the Yom Tov.
Well, specifically Kaporschlagen, with the turning of the hen to take the sins away, to probably never seen this custom. I have seen it, unfortunately. You take the hen and you swing it over your head, You see it less now than we used to see it when we first came here. And the idea is that the hen, the rooster, the hen takes the sins, takes your sins. It's a pretty brutal thing to watch.
Thank you. It's sort of like the biblical concept of the scapegoat, I guess.
Yeah, I think it has that feeling to it. Now it's been replaced. Sometimes you see people doing it with a cloth and money instead, but I have seen that done. Yeah, so
Wow.
it's yeah.
Und deswegen hat Gershon gerufen Anasife. What is von deswegen?
Nevertheless.
Bless.
Nevertheless, Gershon had called for
A meeting.
a meeting.
No.
Was dies be?
The Shiva Taive Ha'ir, the seven important Jewish functionaries of the city.
No.
Haben gerät zwischen sich, haben seitige Menschen nicht gewusst. And ordinary people didn't know what the seven holy people said amongst themselves. Aber darauf hat rausgegeben ein Verbot, jeder Jünglich sollen nicht gehen, Kriet Shema lernen zu der Kindpeterin.
Krishma Leonin, Krishma, and it's always with Leonin to read, although it's recited. This was a custom that young kids would be sent to recite the Shema in the presence of a woman who had recently given birth to assist in her healing. But here the rabbi is forbidding this.
Uh-huh. I suppose it's because he knows she's not really Jewish.
Well, yeah, because of whatever has happened. Yeah, she is really Jewish. It's just that he's upset.
Ja. Keiner von die Stadtleit soll nicht gehen dem Shabbos noch Yom Kippur auf a Shalom Zicher.
Shalom
And,
Zacher. Shalom Zacher is it's a party Friday night of the week that a son is born.
So nobody
So
from the
ask a
towns.
question about the Krishma, because I was curious, and I'm sure Raphael knows the answer. When I used the word Krishma, it usually meant the prayer you say at bedtime, but does it just mean saying the Shema Yisrael?
Yes, it's the Shema with its paragraphs via Hafta.
Okay, thanks.
But why do you say that she was Jewish?
Well, the rabbi, of course, wasn't present at the conversion. The conversion was not Leuten Din, as Yankov himself
not Leuten Din. He himself said it was not Leuten Din.
Yeah, and so in some sense, she is Jewish. She considers herself Jewish.
Yeah.
Yankov considers her Jewish, but in another sense, she's not because she hasn't gone through a formal conversion with a Beis Din.
Yeah. Do you think that Yankov really considers her Jewish?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, in her soul she is, but she hasn't gone through the rituals.
Well, right, her soul, yeah, right. But in terms of
she hasn't observed the rituals and
no, she does observe. She's
the conversion ritual.
Yeah, she doesn't go through the conversion. She has not been through the conversion ritual.
Right. So none of the townspeople were supposed to go on the Shabbos after Yom Kippur for the celebration. Der Hof is noch weg weiter davon. The rabbi departed.
No, he even went further. He even went further.
I see. He went even further. Hat angesagt dem Schwager seinem, dem Schust,
Scheichet.
dem Scheuchet, was ist euch am Moel, soll das Kind derweil nicht Malay sein.
Male sein.
Malay sein. So he went even further. He told the
His
he told
brother-in-law.
his brother-in-law
Yeah.
who was the shochet. He was the slaughterer, but he was also the moil, that they should not do a bris for now for the child. In Pilitz is geworden chola. Could you help with that, Rafi?
A Bahala is a tumult.
And in Pilitz.
That's the town where this is all taking place.
Oh, okay.
Adam Pilitz.
Okay, there was an uproar in the town. Die Prosteleit haben nicht verstanden dem Rofs Pasek. Ois geteitsch als schuldig in als is Gershon. The simple people did not understand the rabbi's prohibition.
Yeah, and that's usually pronounced psak, even though
Psak.
grammatically it doesn't work that way in Hebrew, but it does in Yiddish. His decree, his psak.
His decree. And is this what, that he wouldn't have pity?
No, they haben euch geteitscht. They figured out, the townsfolk, or they imagined. As schuldig as als is Gershon.
Meaning that Gershon is responsible for all of this?
Yeah, that he was the one guilty. Yeah.
But he's the general bad guy. They're still thinking he's the bad guy. He's schuldig. He's bad.
Yeah, schuldig means guilty. Yeah.
Guilty. Yeah.
Okay. Das hat ungehetzt dem Adam. I'm sorry, Raphael, could you help with that sentence also?
Yeah, I can't remember who Gershon is, so I have difficulty because das here means it's an adverb. In this way, he, Gershon, had ungehetzt. He had incited his son-in-law. But who is Gershon?
Gershon was the guy who was the arrender before Yaakov took it over. He was a schwindler. He was a very bad person. He put his whole family in charge of this place. His son-in-law, everybody got
right. I remember
everybody,
that now.
Yeah, everybody got nice, fat, juicy positions, and he was swindling, and he was very corrupt. And then there was this switchover, this clean out, and Yaakov was put in charge, and the contract was taken away from him and given to Yaakov. And
that also explains why the Aporitz is so kindly towards Yaakov.
Exactly. And why he's so, when they said when it was written in the earlier section, why he turned his back on Gershom. And maybe he hadn't seen him in the torchlight, but maybe he did see him and he wanted to avoid him because he was aware of Gershom's corruption and evil ways.
Right. So now this says, das hat angehetzt dem Adam, that it was he, Gershon, who had incited his son-in-law. His son-in-law. Somehow this has to do with Sarah?
No. He was, the Gershon was behind all of this, all of these rulings, which were making it not having to do with Sarah, having to do with anything to do with the child. He wouldn't allow.
I see. Yeah, so
he wouldn't allow the child to be properly not circumscribed. That's the
circumcised.
word. Circumcised.
So his son-in-law must be the rabbi. So Gershon's son-in-law is making these decrees, and everyone figures out that it must be Gershon who is in anger having his son-in-law, the rabbi, make such stern decrees against Yaakov's son. That makes sense.
Right. And Gershom is the evil person in this whole thing. At least that's what the townspeople believe at this point. Whether they will continue to believe that, that's what they believe right now. So that's the scene.
Okay, thank you.
It's actually the rabbi who's made all the decrees.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Not Gershon at
Gershon's,
all.
the shochet and the moil is just a functionary, but the rabbi is the one who's made all the decrees.
Right.
And the simple people think that it's Gershon who's decided all of these very strict rulings.
That makes sense. Aber jene, was können lernen, haben aufgeklärt dem einen.
Inyan.
Inyan.
Inyan. The Inyan is the matter.
Okay, but anybody who could study or learn about it could clarify what was going on, could clarify the matter. Leut dem Dien geht das Kind noch der Mutter. According to the rules, the child follows after the mother. Es ist klar, as die Sora is a Goya, and it was clear that Sarah was a Gentile. A fille del Nomen Sora hat gewissen der euch als der Mann halt sie für giert.
Gioris, a woman who has been converted to Judaism.
So the name Sarah, everybody knew that her husband had taken her on as a convert. Aber was Beis Din wird die in Polen Megir sein,
Megayer sein,
a Schickse, wie bald das Malchus was straft der Fahr mit dem Teut. Okay. Raphael, can you just take that sentence?
Yeah,
There's too many words.
But what Beis Din, what rabbinic court in Poland would convert a non-Jewish woman so long as the government punishes for that with death?
Und wie soll Heuchel Kohl angenommen Wirte? And how, I'm sorry, one more sentence and then I'm going to pass it on. It's getting too complicated.
How can the Jewish community accept a converted woman?
Vadim Island?
Alain.
Alain?
Alain.
Oh, Alain kann ganz Kahal werden beschuldigt. So for that alone, can the Kahal be responsible?
Accused.
Right?
Yeah, accused.
Oh, accused, right. Upgehieten soll man werden. We should be guarded. Wasser, Annischkeit, I'm sorry.
Unschickenition.
Unschickenition? What does that mean?
Plagues or attacks.
Oh, in Berliners kann Darfen herauskommen. Und how do you pronounce that?
Herauskommen. You can say herauskommen.
What was that? Freien Neues?
Perennius. Okay. Unschickenition are calamities, and perennius are perennius are disasters.
Whoa. So Freundes kann Darpen herauskommen. Gershon hat geschrien in Beis Midrash, als der Jakob hat verstellt, a Goye war a jüdische Tochter, weil hat gelost zu
Geglust.
ihr Leib und nachgegeben die Teufe.
Taiva.
Taiva.
Right.
Whoa. So Gershon screamed in the base of Medrash that Yaakov I guess what imposed a Goya for a Yiddish, substituted a Gentile for a Jew, a Jewish daughter, while he
Because he. Miles
because
because.
he had gelust zu
Geglust.
ihr, huh?
Geglust. He lusted for.
Geglust, that means to lust after.
Glussen zu. Yeah. A glusten zu. To lust after.
Whoa, ear Leib. So he lusted after her.
Her body.
Her body, her life, yeah. And he gave in the tava.
Yeah. To his desire. Die
Whoa.
Taiva.
All right. So, hold on. Gershon Hotkish. Hold it. It's kind of, I lost my place.
5 lines from the bottom, 2 words in.
Oh, so what's the word to begin with?
Gershon hot.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And then 2 words from
Gershon
the end.
hat geschrien. And basically,
No, you're too far. Go 2 lines down.
yeah, Gershon hat verlangt, man soll dem Jakoben in Choram
Cherem.
allein, huh?
In Cherem.
Cherem, allein, reinlegen. Cherem, what is a cherem?
Excommunication. It's not quite the same as the Christian, but it means like ostracism.
They were going to ostracize him?
No, Gershon hat verlangt.
Yeah, he
Gershon
wanted.
desired.
Yeah. That they should with Yaakov to ostracize him,
Yes.
I see.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Wenn Pilots raustreiben auf a Wagen mit Akten. So they
Oxen.
wanted Finn Pilots to get him out of the town. So a raustreiben means like to really to yank him out of town
To
on a
drive him out.
wagon,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Mit Oxen. Oh, with oxen. Whoa, that's fine. A viele jene, was seinen früher gewesen auf Jakobs Zeit. So even though others were there before Jacob's time.
No. Those who were on his side before.
Aha. Haben jetzt zugegeben, as Gershon is gerach. So now they're saying that Gershon was correct. So Gershon allein hat nicht gekonnt kommen zum Poritz. So Gershon alone couldn't come to the Poritz.
Allein here means himself.
Yeah,
Gershon
or he couldn't
himself.
come by himself to the Poritz. Aber hat weggeschickt zum Poritz
Stadlen.
Stadlen.
An emissary.
Oh, so he sent an emissary to the Poritz. All right, let's see what happened. Whoa, I think right about now is when I have to leave, so mercifully someone can take over. So er soll geben a portion, was soll geschehen in soll reinschein.
Reinwaschen.
What is that?
Reinwaschen.
Reinwaschen the Yidden to import, so they should be cleaned with rainwater.
No, no, no. That's a good understanding, but no, rainwaschen is to clean.
A tog is gehat a river. A day passed. Se schon gewinn Erev Yom Kippur. Aber Sora is nochals gelegen a verschmachte. It was already at the eve of Yom Kippur, but Sarah was still lying very weak. Machmes Leut dem Gesetz von der Medina is gekommen Todesstrafe, sei ihr und sei Jakoben, haben die Weiber mehr nicht gewollt kommen nachher gewor werden. Because of the fact that the law of the state demands the death sentence both for her and for Yaakov, the women didn't want to come and visit the sick person. Blois an alte Idene is etliche Mal gegangen, fragen, was die Kimpetoren macht. It was only one old Jewish woman who came several times to ask how the woman who had given birth, how she was doing. Sie hat ihr gebracht a Schissel Joich. She brought her a bowl of soup. Aber wenn man hat es reingegossen, der Kranker in Meul, hat sie es zurück ausgespiegen. So she brought her a bowl of soup, but when they fed it to the ill woman, put it in her mouth, she spat it out. Erev Yom Kippur is a mitzvah zu essen, aber nicht Jakob hat gehabt was zu essen, nicht er hat gekonnt essen. On the eve of Yom Kippur, it is a mitzvah. One is commanded to eat. But Yaakov didn't have anything to eat, and not only did he not have anything to eat, but he actually couldn't eat. Is gesessen bei Sora's Bett, gesagt Tilem, and he sat by Sora's bed and he recited Psalms. Hat nicht gehabt kein Hon und kein Hund zu schlagen Kapora für sich und dem Weib. He didn't have a rooster or a hen to schlag Kapora for himself and for his wife. Das Weibel, die Säugerin, hat gehabt zugenommen das Eifele zu sich. The young woman who was a wet nurse took the baby to her house. Aber Jakob hat nicht gekonnt gehen es angucken, weil hat nicht gehabt, wem überzulassen in Stub. But Jakob couldn't go and to see what was happening because he didn't have anybody to leave in the house with Sora. Sizafile gewin a Sofik sie mevolt Jaakoven reingelost in Huis. And there was also a doubt whether they would have allowed Yaakov to come into the house. Weil wiewohl me hat ihm noch nicht gehabt gelegt in Cherem rein, is gewinn as a gut wie in Cherem. Since although they hadn't yet placed a cherem on placed Yaakov in cherem, it was as good as if he had been placed in excommunication. Yaakov hat gemerkt, als me hat ausgemitten vorbeizugehen sein Stub. Yaakov noticed that they avoided walking past his house. Auf einen österlichen Steiger hat sich gehabt versündigt, sei gegen der Meluche, sei gegen Kohol, sei gegen rebellischen Eulam. In a bizarre way, he had sinned both against the state and against the community, and also against the Ribono Shel Olam, the Master of the Universe. Hat sich geschämt zu sagen Tehillim. He was ashamed to say Psalms, to recite Psalms. Wie meger gar nehmen die heilige Wörter zwischen die Lefzen? How could he possibly say these holy words, to bring these holy words from between his lips? Und wie soll die Tefillah von einem werden gehört, and how could the prayer of such a person be heard even? Die Strophe ist gekommen mit ihr voller Hardkeit. The punishment arrived with its full severity. Heint morgen kon men ihm verbringen auf ein Scheiter. The next verbrennen auf ein Scheiter. The next day they could burn him at the stake.
Yeah, Heint Morgan, today or tomorrow.
Pardon?
Yeah, Heint Morgan, today or tomorrow.
Today or tomorrow, okay.
Any day now.
Yeah, okay.
It's a quarter till almost now.